to back to the visuals where the martyrs have been taken to their native villages. Let me remind my viewers, these are the three martyrs who were killed in the Anantnag encounter in South Kashmir, and the situation continues to remain tense in the valley as more special forces have been deployed to rule out and fight against the terrorists that are stationed in and around the South Kashmir area. Now these are the visuals of the last rites of the three martyrs that are being carried out in their individual states and native villages. Clearly, the family members and friends have huddled up near their bodies to pay their last rites and pay their last respect to the martyrs who passed away during an encounter and were killed during an encounter in a head-on collision with the terrorists in the southern parts of the valley. Well, joining me on the broadcast is my colleague Nikhil Likhwani. A very good morning, Nikhil. What more details are you getting from the ground? What is the mood like on the ground? I'm sure everybody is mourning the loss of the three soldiers that the nation has lost today.
So, Kohina, the entire village, which is the residence place of the martyred Major Ashish Donchak, they are currently in all the sadness, and they were waiting for the body, which has finally arrived a while back. It has been brought by the ambulance of the Indian Army. And now we can see that this is his new residence where he was all set to be shifted after returning from his duty. But this is the unfortunate time when he is coming in. In fact, this is the unfortunate condition in which he has come. And all the people, all the natives as well, they are mourning the loss of Major Ashish Donchak, and this is something which is very much unfortunate. And we have spoken to some of the family members as well, although they are not in the condition to speak properly, but they were eagerly waiting for the body to arrive, which has just arrived. And now we will see that taken to his native village in the Panipat district only. Remember, this is the place which is the residence village of Major Ashish Donchak, and finally we will see that the cremation will take place somewhere around noon. So for further details, we will have to wait for a while as to what exact time is going to be decided by the family members to carry out the cremation process. But we speak about the mood in particular. It is somber in nature. Everything everything has come to a standstill. And many of the people, many of the locals and the neighbors have also arrived to see the final glimpse of the martyred Major Ashish Donchak. Back to you.
Well, Nikhil, we do understand that there is a lot of anger mounting after the killing of the soldiers amidst the encounter. But what is the mood on the ground like when it comes down to the situation of Jammu and Kashmir at the moment? What is the situation like on the ground?
Well, as far as the details are concerned, what we have been given to understand that still the operation is under, and there are different reports which are coming in, but we need the final verification of the Indian Army to come out. But clearly, there is a sense of anger as well among the locals who are part of the Jammu and Kashmir. Many of the people, particularly in the Jammu section, they have spoken, they have come out in the public domain and spoken about their anger against the Pakistan as well, because this is the result of the infiltration that we are continuously losing our soldiers. And after a while, after a long lull, we are now seeing that this kind of incident has been reported in the Kashmir Valley, where three of the brave soldiers, including that of one of the DSP of the Jammu and Kashmir, they have lost their life in sacrifice to the Indian soil. So this is something which is very big in nature. And now the Indian Army, as per the details, as per the highly placed sources, the Indian Army is not going to spare any of the terrorists who are part of this particular activity. So the operations on one side are currently underway. On the other side, we are seeing that the cremation process and the rest of the processes which are usually done by the army, it is also being carried out. So in the series of the same, now we have seen that in the vehicle, in the ambulance of the Indian Army, the body of the martyred Major Ashish Donchak has just arrived in one of the village in the Panipat, and the visuals which are being played out on the screen are from that place only, where the mood is somber. There is anger among the people, and at the same time there is also pain which the family is going through, because we have spoken to some of the family members as mentioned earlier as well. Although they are not in the very much condition, in the proper condition to speak about their emotions, but we can only imagine the plight of the family members as to what they must be going through at this harsh time. And in fact, some of the neighbors as well, they are also not able to believe that Major Ashish could be the one who could fall into this particular thing, and he has all known for his bravery throughout his life. But this is the reality which have to be faced the family members, and now we are seeing that with all the process which is duly followed by the Indian Army, the body has finally arrived, and it will be, as of now, it is placed at the new residence of the Major at the DA, and after a while it will be taken to the native village in Panipat district only. And post 12 p.m. we will see that the cremation process will finally be carried out. But such is the situation, such are the visuals which are being played out on the screen of the Sierra News video. Kuhina.
All right, Nikhil, I'll request you to stay with us on the broadcast. I would like to loop in Ishan Wani from the ground zero. Ishan, what is the latest update on the cleanup and rebuilding efforts at ground zero? Could you give us a brief of that, please?
The operation is still on. The soldiers are well there on the mountain cliff and that surrounding area. The terrain is very difficult. It's not easy to climb up there. It is a challenging task, and despite that, soldiers are stationed there up on the mountain to make sure that the cordon is kept intact and the operation continues. Weather can play as an adversary, but as of now, the weather looks good. But there are a few, clouds coming over that particular spot where the operation is going on, as we see from here. This is not an easy operation. The enemy was sitting right up on the mountain and watching at them, and it seems like that they, before the surprise element could have been thrown out by the security forces, it was the militants who actually surprised them by opening a volley of fire at these security forces personnel, because sources are indicating that these militants might have seen them visibly from up there, and that's when they chose to open fire when they came a little closer. One of the important factors here is the terrain. The bodies of these both soldiers were stuck at a difficult, location. It was only after, hardship and the difficult operation that was undertaken by the security forces that both of these bodies were retrieved. They were at a spot where it's difficult to even trek. So specialized mountain warfare teams were roped in. They used their techniques and maneuvers to bring that body down. And then finally, yesterday, it was around the morning hours when the last body of the Major Ashish was brought down, airlifted to Srinagar's BB Kent. In the evening, we saw a wreath-laying ceremony where top officials of the government administration paid their last tribute to the fallen soldiers. At the same time, DSP Humayun, who was also leading from the front, a young DSP whose father has also had a professional career in the policing in Jammu and Kashmir, also was hit, and then they got
Right.
injuries. So yes, the operation is on, and let's see that how long does it take for the forces to conclude it.
All right, thank you so much, Ishan Wani.